Thank you, yeah. Thank you. After Cornbread, Peas and Black Molasses, we then played a blues of our own composition, which we wrote in 1975 and called Devaluation Blues. I can't quite remember why, but there must have been a reason. After that, we played another great old piece by the wonderful Duke Ellington called the Jubilee Stomp. Now, all those numbers we played now have featured members of the band as soloists or featured in special ways in those tunes, and I'd like to introduce members of the band to you right now. Some of you may have seen us in recent years, recent months even. Others of you last saw us in 1958. Welcome back. Where you been, Mars? No, seriously, we actually have been playing around the place for an awful long time now. It feels like it is an awful long time. And thing is that there are some of you, if you last saw us in the 50s, then you wouldn't know more than two of us by sight anyhow. We've changed a bit, let's face it. So, what can I say? Our personnel now. The rhythm section first. 9 years with the band, with the banjo and guitar, Mr. Paul Seeley. Yeah! Since 1977, that makes 26 years. With the string bass, Mr. Vic Pitt. 5 years with us. At the drums, Mr. Colin Miller. Since 1964, blues guitarist John Slaughter. Well, that's the rhythm section. Now to the front line. First of all, the newest man in the band, has been with us since January of this year. He plays the clarinet, the alto sax and the tenor sax. I notice you appreciate his playing this evening. Please welcome Mr. Trevor Whiting. If you wonder why we play that tune for Mr. Whiting, it's because whenever we need to know where he is, we'll find him in a restaurant eating. Glorious food, yes, that's him. And next to Trevor, a gentleman who joined in November 2001, when we enlarged the band from 8 to 11 people. In fact, you also heard him just now featured in Jubilee Stomp. He plays a lot of instruments, alto, sax, tenor, clarinet, flutes, all kinds of things, and the great baritone sax as well. His name is Tony Carter. Next to Tony, a gentleman joined us 5 years ago on the clarinet and saxophone. You might have seen him before that, if you happen to have noticed, a visit to this country by the band he played with before, which was Papa Boo's Viking Jazz Band from Copenhagen. He spent 12 years with them, living in Copenhagen, learning to speak Danish, learning to drink Danish, and collapsing and leaving. No, not like that. We're very pleased to have him with us, Mr. John Deferreri. Yeah! The tune is not for Copenhagen and Papa Boo, the tune is because he comes from Herne Bay. So he gets the centre of the universe, he says, yes, right. Now, next to him, now we have two more chaps who joined us in November 2001. First of all, the wonderful trumpeter, Mr. Mike Henry. And then with the trombone, my favourite trombonist with whom to work as a duo, but also our arranger. When you've got 7 wind instruments here, it's very essential for someone to sort all the notes out, make sure they sound good together, and it's quite easy to make mistakes here, but he does it marvelous. He does a marvellous job writing out on manuscript paper. It's absolutely beautiful. It looks elegant in the extreme. If only I could read music, I'd done with it. Anyway, well, to try. But anyway, the thing is, you appreciate his trombone playing, I'm sure, and his arranging this evening, Mr. Bob Hunt. Thank you so much. Now, since the end of May 1954, Mr. Pat Halcox.
Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, Chris Barber.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Pat. Just to tell you that I've been asked to inform you. I would have informed you anyway if I hadn't been asked, but I'll just tell you that since we do have voluntary records, my colleague, Mr. Oliver, chap, we were testing the mics earlier on, Richard, a nice bloke, and he'll be down the front there somewhere. And in the interval, after our set finishes, if you want, I'm going to hang around there myself in case you want an autograph or something else like that. and just to let you know. Right, enough of that, because this time in our programme we've got to return to playing, go back to playing a couple of tunes, three tunes or so, which we recorded back in the very earliest days of the band, and I've often been asked to play it. We'd like to do them right now. Here we have, first of all, a trombone number, with also guitar solo from Paul Steely, bass from Vic Pitt, and rhythmic support from John Salter and Colin Miller. It's a famous tune, I'm sure you all know it very well indeed. I only hope I know it as well as you do.
And Chris Barber.
Thank you, Sweet Georgia Brown. Thank you, Pat. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sweet Georgia Brown. And another one of our very oldest recordings. Now, it's a piece which I've always had a very soft spot for this record. Many times, you know, when we hear our old recordings, most artists would say the same thing. Once you've made the record and it's gone out on a record and been sold and so on and so forth, you don't listen to it again, because inevitably, when we play, every time we play a tune, we play it different. So if you hear the record you made yesterday even, you want to play it differently today, so you want to go back and change it, but you can't do that, so you get frustrated about it. This is one record we made a long time ago, which I never had that feeling about it at all. It just seemed to be right the way it was, and I'm pleased about that. I'd like to play it for you now. It's blues, which was written by the late Ken Collier, when Ken Collier played in the band in 1953. And it was a blues which was dedicated in a way to his visit in New Orleans the previous year, which came before he joined up with us in the first place. And the message of this little blues is a very simple one, quite touching, and also it's very fitting towards the end of our part of the show tonight, because it's called Going Home. If I don't leave now, won't be going nowhere. Well, if home is where the heart is, well, then my home's in New Orleans. Take me to that land of dreams, 'cause if I don't go now, won't be going nowhere. Yeah, what you say and what you do, well, it's times like that, and I'm telling you that if I don't leave now, won't be going nowhere. Play it for me, John. John Deverary.